State with their former junior college quarterback and group of 5 quarterback, I might add, out of East Carolina. Graduate transfer Gardner Minshew putting on a show. Spencer Tillman, he's been off the charts tonight.
Yeah, he's been the benefactor of Mike Leach's air raid offense, and essentially what it is, he's applying basketball principles. The principle is simple. The ball moves faster than the body. If it's a timing route and you're on the defensive back end, as evidence here, 9 different receivers caught ball. They had them high and low. The backfield was doing most of the damage early on. And then, of course, once they got that established, the extra defender came down. Then they got man on the backside. So the individual routes, shallow crossing routes, all of those became individual opportunities for the quarterback, if you're accurate, to make a play downfield. So just no solution, Tim. It was beautiful to watch if you are a Washington State fan.
As you look at our first half stats brought to you by Geico, it's just thorough domination, without a doubt.
That's incredible.
Yep. Well, she talked with both coaches, and I know she was entertained. Here's Holly.
Absolutely, Tim. I talked to Coach Cristobal on the way out of halftime and asked him how to get this offense going in the second half. And he said simply, we have just been off. We haven't been able to get into a rhythm. In the second half, he's going to look to see who can win their one-on-one matchups and who has heart to play Oregon football. And as for Coach Leach, I mentioned to him that it was almost a perfect half of football in that first half, but he stopped me and quickly reminded me that it started out with an interception, guys. Just, that's Mike, isn't it?
There's only one Pirate. There's only one. Mike is an original, no doubt about that.
Yeah, of course, there's another half to play, Timmy, but I think right now you've got Oregon on the ropes in a big way. You start looking at inflection points, things that they have been able to do that they aren't doing in this contest, in danger of not scoring a touchdown. 21 consecutive times, this quarterback has scored a touchdown via the pass. That's in danger. Washington State's on pace to run 100 plays in this contest with 50 at the break. That's unbelievable.
First down, Oregon needs to get something done in a hurry. Verdell, that's a good way to start. You know, you talk about being a downhill team, and we remember, of course, the flashy Oregon team with Mariota, with Helfrich calling plays, and Chip Kelly running it around. This is more of a downhill, power-running team. They go out of the pistol offense now, but with Herbert at quarterback, they need plays like this out of the chute in the second half as Jacob Breeland, the tight end, and we mentioned they'll use 4 of them through the course of the game. Get this kid some rhythm here in the second half.
Great adjustment so far, and that was a busted play on the coverage of the back end for Washington State. Tracy Claeys has got to get his guys in. Coach Cristobal has made some adjustments. They're moving downfield. This looks like the old Oregon teams that we're familiar with.
So 11 yards and 20 yards on the first 2 plays. Now play action fake. Stepping up, Herbert. That's Breeland again. 3 big-time plays to open this half. Darian Moulton ushers him out of bounds, but they are in great shape already in the red zone.
Yeah, coming up close. The plays they were making in the first half, not. Look at the pressure coming late here and miss. You got him in your gun sights. You got to make that play. It was a play that they were making early in the first half. Not so much right now.
That was Jahad Woods. Yeah, he missed him. Just overran him a bit on the backside. And Verdell burrows down to about the 16-yard line. Stopped by Will Rogers, 92. Sophomore out of Colorado.
So this particular salvo is not atypical. When you make adjustments, there are a lot of good coaches with great pedigree on this Oregon staff. Should be able to come back and find out what they weren't doing right and correct it in the early go.
Dawood Davis is in the slot. And that is Mitchell in motion. And he'll take it. On the sweep coming the other way.
They'll be holding. I think they'll bring that back. But again, Washington State has got to do a better job of containment. Misdirection, a key part of this drive.
Jalen Thompson took him down. We'll check the flag.
Holding offense number 66. 10-yard penalty. Replay, second down.
That's Brady Aiello, who's forced to start at the right tackle because Throckmorton has moved to the left because of the vacated position by Penei Sewell.
Yeah, so Aiello, again, Brady, if you recall, earlier had a penalty in the first half, and so he's working at that position. It's a new position for him, although they do work to get flexibility. In the preseason, they did a tremendous job of moving all of those guys around, so in case they had to do what they're doing today, they would be experienced enough.
Well, you see the breakaway from first to second. This has been the most productive that Oregon's offense has been by far in tonight's game. Herbert You know, he felt the pressure coming that time, dumped it off to Mitchell on the check down. Darian Moulton making the stop.
Yeah, Moulton in his corner position at that left corner. It's about proximity to the ball carrier or the receiver in this case. And then Moulton did a fine job of closing, minimizing the damage.
So 3rd and 15, easily the most important play of the game offensively for Oregon. They are 0 for 5 today on 3rd down, averaging 12.5 yards in those opportunities. Herbert. Nice curl maneuver, coming back for it. That's a grab. Catch it by Schooler. Brendan Schooler, the junior from Dana Point, California, Mission Viejo. Comes away with a reception, and now it's going to be a 14-yard gain, so just a little short.
Even though Justin got tagged on that one a little bit, it's not nearly as violent as it was in the first half, doing a better job, much better job of picking up the pressure and delayed cross stunts that Tracy Claeys is bringing out in his second half.
You say you're a downhill team, you've got a much larger offensive line. It's 4th and 1. Let's see what they do. Verdell the set back out of the pistol.
If you want to attack the grass, Timmy.
Timeout.
Timeout, Oregon. Their first charge timeout of the half. This will be a full timeout.
Herbert is 4 out of 5, 66 yards on this drive alone. They need to get something done right here, right now. Only 3 minutes deep in the second half. Oregon trying to mount a comeback. Fox College Football is sponsored by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by Volkswagen. Come in for a test drive during the Volkswagen Drive to Decide event. Our aerial coverage tonight brought to you by our good neighbors at State Farm. Well, in a lot of respects, this is your ball game. What do you expect? They got to get this done right here.
Marcus Arroyo, the offensive coordinator, said he didn't want anybody to figure the run game was an afterthought. They definitely going to come downhill, Timmy. Expect them to come to that left side right now with power.
They load up. Play fake. Oh, boy. Going to the right, and Herbert's got room. A lot of green grass. Touchdown. A little bootleg action.
Well, they sold it with the play action to the left with the power look. Tight end declaring the strength to the left. But the quarterback boots and comes out of and comes back the opposite direction. So he's going to come the opposite way, take advantage of it. It's a high-low opportunity for him to throw it. It is a run-pass option, actually. He's got a chance to throw the ball if the tight end in the back of the end zone gets open, or keep it and pull it down and run it like he did.
Tell you, 87, Ryan Bay, when he understood right away that he was going to run it, he became a blocker and made sure to clear the path for Herbert to get through. Adam Stack gets the extra point. That's Herbert's first real rush of the game, and it counts for a touchdown. Sometimes you just got to take ownership, and the young man did. Seven plays, 75 yards, and Herbert ends it with a critical 4th down conversion for a touchdown. By the way, he's extended his streak to 21 consecutive games with a touchdown pass. And he passed our friend Dan Fouts for 9th in career total offense at Oregon, 5,982. And that's despite missing 5 games last year with that broken collarbone. There you see the stash across the other way for the Oregon Ducks. They're trying to be heard from themselves.
Aaron Feld, the strength and conditioning coach, he usually gets jacked up after a score.
Ariel Cristobal is always close with the strength and conditioning coaches. Travell Harris will take a knee for the touchback. 1st and 10 for Washington State. It'll be their first series of the second half, and we'll see if Gardner Minshew and his stash can pick up from where it left off at the end of the first half.
Well, they haven't had any problems moving the ball. It was Oregon who matched their first half totals with over 3 first downs on that first drive of the second half. That what was impressive and put them in a position to keep that streak alive that you just alluded to.
I mentioned that this young man played at East Carolina. Again, group of 5 quarterback. All right. Just for the record, I think he's playing in a big league now, and he's been pretty good in a power league.
And he's with the perfect coach and the perfect system and scheme for his skill set.
From the 25, first down. The bubble screen goes out to the receiver, Tay Martin in the wide receiver screen is stopped in quick form by Thomas Graham Jr., number 4, the sophomore from Rancho Cucamonga. Lost a yard on that play, so it's 2nd and 11.
Well, again, a common theme when you make adjustments, proximity to the ball. What they weren't doing, Oregon, in the first half was being close after the catch. A little bit delayed, allowed for big plays.
Williams and Borghi in the backfield. Minshew, he's resourceful, throws it to the back shoulder for Williams, incomplete. That's Ugo Amadi that is with him, and you remember Amadi is a true leader. He was talking to his defense midway through the second quarter. He's one of the emotional guys that they have back there. Outstanding tackler. Has 3 interceptions on the year too. So if Oregon can get a quick pick for Jim Leavitt, they could turn the tables here quickly. 3rd and 11 coming up.
Second consecutive play. Ugo Amadi was the second. The proximity to the receiver. They are much closer than they were in the first half.
Look at that. 8 out of 9 tonight. But 3rd down conversions 39% on the season. This is a 3rd and long though. That one's thrown away. A little bit of a mix-up, it appeared. Tay Martin, the intended receiver. The Amador Lenore in coverage.
Jim Leavitt's back half doing a better job of jamming these receivers up on the outside and disrupting the timing.
And the thing you got to remember, Spencer, because of the way they play, the way Washington State plays, you know, if you're 3 and out, that's a quick series.
There's
and
no
all of a sudden it plays into the hands of a team that can come back and is more balanced in their attack, like Oregon.
With real time, again, there's got to be a counter move to what Oregon has done. And I guarantee you Tracy Claeys is already figuring out exactly what they're doing that had success in that opening drive.
Rakicevic finally on the field for a punt, and here comes Ugo Amadi. Great field position for the Ducks as he gets it all the way to the 46-yard line. 52-yard boot, 22-yard return. Look out. That's why they play 60 minutes. Oregon's got great field position when we come back. Fox College Football, presented by Ram Trucks, is sponsored by Verizon, the unlimited plan you need on the network you deserve. 27-7 our score. During the break, the mad scientist got a little mad. Started talking to his guys.
Well, that's what you got to do.
Yeah.
You got to have that counter response to it, and he's got to get him motivated. He's got his finger on the pulse of how to get him moving.
You know, he doesn't take himself too seriously, but he takes the game very seriously.
He respects the game. There's no question about that.
1st and 10 Oregon from their 46. C.J. Verdell remains the setback.
They're trying to get it going. This is the team that's 11th in the FBS. Most points per game at 43.
This is the best field position by far of the night for a series to start, and Verdell is stopped right away by Carson Block, number 50.
Carson did an excellent job of just shooting the gap there. Again, that pre-snap movement that you see, that's a staple of this. Tracy Claeys' defense, they move just before the ball is snapped.
2nd and 10. Plenty of time, and now he decides to let it go on the RPO. I mean, he was right almost at the line of scrimmage there. Verdell, the intended receiver, incomplete. So 3rd and 10 coming up.
Can't make mistakes. Got to be wise with the ball when you have those situations there. Just a great job defensively of fitting everybody up nicely. Not much place for Justin to go with that one.
Yeah, this young man, Justin Herbert, used to walk to games in Eugene when he was a kid. A late bloomer tonight, 0 for 6 on 3rd down conversions. This is a big one here with good field position.
Just rushing 3, dropping 8.
Out pattern.
Still short.
Yep. 2 yards too shy to Breland, the tight end, who is a favorite target. And this is a tight end-based passing game they have.
But we haven't seen the tight end really featured. I mean, we've seen them working as an option, but they haven't really been the feature point that we probably thought Coach Cristobal would be working, because he loves the tight end. Going all the way back to his days with Jimmy Johnson, Miami, back in the 80s and early 90s.
He needs his O-line to come up big here on 4th and 2.
They got to get that pressure off the end, though.
Crossing pattern, and it is caught. It is Mitchell, 1st down. Excellent work Skylar Thomas, 25, was with him. That's a 6-yard gain, a first down.
Skylar Thomas was in his hip pocket, but he just put that ball in there. That's where accuracy comes into play. Hubert put the ball exactly where it needed to be, despite that blanket coverage.
Ronnie Johnson goes flanked wide at the top of your screen. First and 10. Verdell off the left side. Look out. CJ all the way down to the 21. That's a pickup of 20, and Skylar Thomas made the stop. In a blink of an eye, this could be a 2-score game.
Timmy, they like to play here, and they can block it a number of ways. Again, it's not a pin and pull. It's just a zone. Outside zone play allowed them an opportunity to get a significant gain.
You see the receivers stacked on both sides. Over the middle, and we will see a flag, and understandably so. Mitchell being held by Moulton, and probably a good idea because that was 6 otherwise.
And Moulton's got to be careful not to protest too much because he was absolutely all over the receiver.
Pass interference, defense number 3. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Moulton was mugging him. He had his hand on his jersey, pulling him and tugging him the whole way. That's clearly an infraction. And then he was protesting. Selling it.
Just outside the 5-yard line, they'll set it up. And it looks like we've got a timeout taken by
Timeout, Washington State. This is their
Washington State
first
with the timeout
of the half. This will be a 30-second timeout.
Well, tomorrow a magnificent slate of games. And Newton, the Panthers, against Carson Wentz and the Eagles. Looks as though they're beginning to figure things out now with him back in the fold. Kirk Cousins and the Vikings taking on the Jets and Sam Darnold. It's all on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Again, I love that game at the bottom late in the day. Saints and Ravens, if you happen to see that one. Listings, check them out, your local listings for the game in your area.
Boy, Drew Brees, what a great last couple of weeks he's had.
Pleasure it was for yours truly to get to work with Archie Manning for so many years, covering Drew as he came in there post-Katrina. Another young man from Mississippi is making a name for himself as a quarterback here tonight for Washington State. But right now it's Oregon on the doorstep. First and goal. Nice inside counter. It's Travis Dye, his first tote. Freshman from Norco.
Similar look formation-wise to what they did when they scored on the naked earlier. And again, a staple of great play calling and design is to make them all look the same if you possibly can. And if the defense is doing their jobs, they're going to try to defend what you last exploited. And that's when you catch them off guard.
Dye, used for the first time tonight. Very effective out of that pistol. Second and goal. One more time he tries to get inside, but nothing doing. Carson Block, very active, and you can see Tracy Claeys told us, he says, look, it's about angles, it's about quickness and our speed and mobility, and they seem to be a step ahead.
Well, we talked about it. You know, size and strength is not as important as speed and quickness, and that's what they're leveraging right now. Logan Tago and all those guys up front, they're undersized. They know it.
Yeah. But
they're athletic, and they can beat you to that first step.
Block in for Logan Tago, really playing well, number 50 in gray. Third and goal. Breland in motion. One more time. Dye stopped behind the line of scrimmage. What penetration that was.
Timmy, watch over the left guard here. Put that ball in place, in motion. Watch them stem to those inside gaps and make tremendous efforts and plays on the ball. Man, I'm telling you, when you can read like that, Willie Rogers, that defensive end slides inside and makes that great sifting play in the backfield at a timely spot.
That's back in the depth. That's back in the depth chart again. Rogers runs behind Begg. He and Carson block with big plays. This will be a 28-yarder now for Adam Stack. Oregon trying to seize a little momentum, and now they're having to struggle to get another player out there. They were short one, and I think may have to take a timeout. Or do we get a penalty?
Delay of game.
Oh, we
Offense.
do. Wow.
5-yard penalty. Remains fourth down.
I guess he didn't want to use it there, but that does make the process a little more difficult for Stack. You know, he was 1 of 2 last week, a career-long 39, but he missed from 42. Took over the duties against Stanford. This will now be a 32-yarder. Snap was poor, but it was handled nicely. Well done by Mamone. Makes the job an easier one. And they get to 3. Will Rogers makes the play for the moment defensively. They hold him to 3. Time now for our heavy-duty players, sponsored by Ram Trucks. Built to serve. We got 2 of them. How about that?
Big Joe.
Yeah.
All big 6'5" of them, about 315. I think he's close to that.
There's Jordan Scott.
Yep.
He is a big one.
And
sophomore from Largo, Florida.
Big Joe played defensive end in the National Football League and known for his ability to affect the quarterback, but he affects these young men in a very powerful way, too.
Yep.
One of the best recruiters in America.
Well, he went all the way to the Tampa area to get Jordan. That's flying a long way to play your football. Harris from the 1. Ahead to the 18. Time for a quick game break in Los Angeles. The latest on the NLCS with Greg Wolf.
All right, Tim, thanks. Tight game over on FS1. Bottom of the 5th, runner on second with 2 outs. Christian Yelich, he homered earlier. It's a drive to the warning track. Chris Taylor on the run. Diving grab comes up with it. Dodgers hanging on to a 2-1 lead. Top of the 6th. Tim, Spencer, back to you.
I think anything less than another World Series opportunity for the Dodgers, or it's a bust for them. A little bit like the Astros.
I think you're
if you don't
right.
get there, then it's not a good season. So the Brewers, in a lot of ways, playing with house money tonight. Borgie in the backfield will tote it. Look at him. Just keeps those legs turning. He really does. Gets the most out of every opportunity. Justin Hollins, number 11, with the tackle. A gain of 5.
Well, that's the consistent. Again, the inside running game was effective in the first half. Borgie continues it the second half. Just a little inside zone play. Tough physical yardage to move the chains a little bit.
Trips to the top of your screen with Borgie the setback on second down. Boyd's right there. Oh, counter. Gets it ahead to the 30. I mean, again, that's formation, isn't it? To get that kind of yardage on the ground.
Well, the inside run game, I mean, look at the big gaps in the spaces that they have to run in. The little inside run, open wide. It's just almost like they're understanding where the voids are going to be. There's nothing tricky about what they're doing right there. He
tried to drag him back a half yard. First down. Minshew looping this one a little bit long. It could be picked, and it is. That one's taken out of the air by Lenore, his second pick of the night.
Tay Martin gave up on that play.
Interception, first down, Oregon.
He really did. He stopped his route, didn't he?
Yeah, you can't give up on this play. You got really soft coverage. The defender's way back here. Tay, watch him give up on this play. He figures he can't get through the guy. He's looking for a penalty. He's not going to get it. Ball is overthrown where he probably should have been if he had tried to work on the outside release and continue to fight through it. That's been the difference. This Oregon defense is playing closer to the line of scrimmage in some situation. Even in off coverage, they're physically dominating these receivers.
When you say gave up on the play, you mean that he decided not to run the route and become a defender instead, right?
Got to run, but you got to still run the go. He's got a vertical route. Just because there was distance between him and the defender, that mean you give up on the play. He was running, but not fast enough.
First down from the 23 after the turnover. Lots of room here for the quarterback to slide safely. About a yard, maybe 2 shy of the first down, Justin Herbert. That's a gain of 8. So Diamador Lenore now with 2 picks. Go along with his 5 tackles, trying to keep his team in this thing.
And you know, Tim, we don't throw players under the bus, but again, there's certain parts of running a route. Just because the ball is not catchable, you still have a job to do.
Second and 2, Verdell in traffic and knocked down behind the line. They lost 2 that time, and it's Carson Block again. This young man from Mission Viejo has made a difference at that end spot. They used Nnamdi Oguayo from time to time behind Logan Tago 45, but this kid is playing big.
Yeah, Comfort's in there as well. Number 56, Taylor Comfort's stout in that inside. He's undersized. Coach Clay told us, if you look at him, you don't think he belongs in Division I, but he certainly is active.
3rd and 4. Off his back foot. That pass is overthrown for Dillon Mitchell.
Wow.
He wanted a marker. I think he did get it. A little bit late coming down. Darian Moulton again, likely the guilty party.
Well, that's twice from Moulton.
Pass interference. Defense, number 3. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Yeah, he's had a couple of them tonight. And again, Moulton has got a receiver that's running right by him. He's the most athletic wide receiver on this Oregon squad. He's catching them. Anytime you reach out to grab somebody like that, you're going to get caught.
Interesting to see how Jake Hansen, the center for Oregon, is dealing with this pre-snap movement by the defensive front of Washington State. And Schooler in motion. Now they go bootleg action again. That pass is a beauty. They do not threading the needle there to Dillon Mitchell. That was a big league throw by Justin Herbert.
Boy, and Justin Herbert just put that on a rope. Frozen rope. That's a big-time play right there. He's going to roll out the opposite direction again. Play action away. Justin throws that ball, focuses on it, and because he's running that direction, he can put a little bit more pop onto it. And he got that hip into it and got it all.
I love the release.
Yeah.
Especially when on the run. And that's why the scouts love him so. Herbert now 115 yards in the air. Most of it in this half. Plenty of time for Mitchell again. He overshoots him. Skylar Thomas was in coverage. Well, back to that previous pass and just the release of this on the run, Spence.
Well, the guy named Warren Moon used to have the ability, when you would sit behind him and he threw the ball, you could hear it off his finger. That's the type of pass right there that you saw Justin just throw. It was a dime on a rope, exactly where it needed to be.
Guys like Haywood Jeffries snaring it out of the air for Warren.
Oh, it's cool.
2nd and 10. Verdell the setback. Pressure off the corner, and they release it. And it is caught by the tight end, Ryan Bay, the junior. 6-yard pickup there.
That's a good heads up on your part, partner, seeing that corner cat blitz coming from the field. And those corner cats are really sneaky because you wouldn't think a guy would come from the wide side of the field. But if they think they can get there, they certainly will do it. And Coach Leak is looking for something, and Coach Cristobal is saying, hey, let's keep this thing going.
Now 0 for 8 on 3rd down conversions. 3rd and 4, so certainly manageable here. There's the teacup.
Let's see if they can clear this out. The teacup route, it confuses a lot of folk.
He's got room to run. He's got a first down and slides safely. And this drive will continue for the Ducks.
You know, Tim, we talk about guys having eye discipline. Anytime you see that little trifecta formation, the teacup that you talked about, guys start getting nosy with their eyes, and a quarterback can pick that up. And that was a design play there. But the formation is what they're looking for. If guys start looking out there, don't have great eye discipline, they'll come back to that formation.
You're beginning to see some concern on the fans' faces, aren't you? And well, they should be. Verdell pops it to the 25. This has been a long day for these fans. Remember, most of them stayed up all night. Our friends at College Game Day decided after 15 years of Old Crimson in the opening shots with our colleagues and friends, Reese Davis and company, to say, you know what, we're going to bring our show here. And they stayed up all night. That means they were, unless you took a over 60-year-old power nap.
You had to see it.
You probably need to get something good to happen in the second half here. Reverse. Here's Mitchell. Dillon Mitchell. Down to the 20-yard line, a couple of yards shy of a first down. Skylar Thomas with the stop.
Well, you got a chance to see the speed there. The left cornerback, Darian Moulton, number 3, came from all the way the opposite side of the field. And again, it just shows you the lateral running speed ability to chase these plays down. I mean, you're going to see him run. Watch him coming to, here's number 3. It's like a heat-seeking missile. He's coming through there. He overruns him, man, but the fact that he got there from that left corner position was amazing.
3rd and 2. I think we may have gotten the timeout late.
Timeout, Oregon. This is their second charge timeout of the half. This will be a 30-second timeout.
Well, that's tough right there to spend that one. They're going to need that.
Yep. Play clock was winding down on them, and they decided to take the timeout. There's the flag that was flying this morning, and Old Crimson never looked better. And I've always stated this, Spencer. The game is about history and tradition, that being the currency of the sport. And it has been everywhere. You see they've been on the prowl with the Cougars with this flag for a long, long time. Everywhere from London, France, and yes, even outer space, Spencer T.
And it's been fun to watch the times where it has been threatened to not make this destination.
Yeah.
And them calling alumni from all over the country to come and make sure that it got there. And they got a network of over 2,200 people.
I was really happy to see that our friends from Bristol decided to bring that studio show that began many, many years ago here for the very first time. Meant a lot to this community. 3rd and 2. Another dart. That's a catch by Mitchell. And Herbert now is really in rhythm. The kid is in rhythm now.
He really is. And again, he throws that sidearm from his hip. Again, he eludes one guy and just that's a nice little gunslinger action there.
Man.
You see that sidearm?
That's a little Brett Favre-esque, wasn't it?
Yeah, it did.
That was a little Brett Favre-esque. Not many guys can dip down and kind of go sideways with it the way he just did.
I tell you, I knew it had something on it because Jalen Thompson, the strong safety number 34, will make you pay for those if they're off.
1st and 10. Dump it off. Goes underneath to Jalen Red. Nothing doing this time.
Yeah, there's Jalen Thompson, number 34. Boy, he closes, man. He's so physical, too. That's the reason why they have him in that strong safety position. He plays the run force tremendously well. And at the point of attack, there's very few safeties that bring the load like he does.
There's Minshew. It's the first time that he's been off the field so long he felt the need to warm up.
It's basically almost like the roles have been inverted.
Yeah.
Justin on as much as Minshew was in the first half.
Jalen Red moves up to the top of your screen. Herbert, he's got a lot of room in the corner. Red got it. Touchdown. He could have run that one in, but elected to throw it instead, and now 22 consecutive games with a touchdown pass.
Jalen Red was sitting back there, and again, you're absolutely right. Justin had an opportunity to go high or low. Inside game protection was solid. He moves around in the pocket, keeps his eyes downfield where his receiver's waiting all alone in the end zone. That was a busted assignment.
Well, and he went up to get it too, Spencer. Look at this.
He did. That ball was high.
Yes, it was. That's an outstanding catch.
And the physical control and ability to keep his feet down in bounds.
Stacked for the extra point. And just like that, a 10-point game.
There you go.
Total domination for one half, but Oregon got the memo and made the proper adjustments at halftime.
Well, it's a game of adjustments, Tim, and it's really about it. You know, if you come out and respond to it in real time now, Washington State has to find a solution for this run attack, the inside and outside zone game.
Yeah. And these fans now have that, oh my gosh, look on their faces. They really do. Look at that. We got another quarter to maybe hold on here. It's been a great party, but you got to finish the deal. Herbert's back on the phone, talking upstairs to Arroyo, his offensive coordinator. Marcus has done a nice job. He and Jimmy Mastro out of this pistol, and now they've got some balance in their offense here in the second. Look at that. 2-6 after bye weeks for Mike Leach, but they came out guns a-blazing in the first half. Travell Harris is back deep. There's Arroyo upstairs. A very intelligent offensive mind.
He's on the bat phone, isn't he? That's
yes,
the red
he
phone.
is.
Yeah, he's
talking to his quarterback. And that will go through for a touchback. They got an upset brewing in West Lafayette. Let's get to Greg Wolf in Los Angeles.
Yes, they do, Tim. Number 2 team in the country in trouble. 10-play, 73-yard drive, capped off by a 1-yard run by DJ Knox. Purdue followed that up, stopping the Buckeyes on 4th and goal. Boilers lead the 7-0 Buckeyes, 21-6, third quarter. Tim Spencer, back to you.
Well, Coach Brom's got it going on. We knew that that offense was better than their 0-3 start. And since Blau has gone back in as the starting quarterback, It's made a difference for them.
Coach Brown's one of the great offensive lines in this game. Got off to a slow start there, Purdue, but got it right it down.
And Nick Holt's defense has held him to 6 points. That's big. James Boobie Williams ahead for a few. Jalen Jelks making the stop as we come down to the end of the third that has been owned by the Oregon Ducks. They've lost 3 in a row. You know, at some point you begin to say, well, is it really an upset if you've lost 3, maybe 4 in a row, and they're fighting back here in the second half?
Well, as you look at Coach Leach here, the thing about it is game has got to respect game. For the coaching job that he's done this year and in this game, this is not uncommon for a team to adjust to what you're doing. They've had Oregon too much success, having defeated 4 ranked opponents coming into this contest successively to be good.
That is the end of the quarter.
That's the end of the third quarter.
If the Ducks can pull this off, the Pac-12 may not be dead yet for the college football playoff, especially with what Oregon has lying ahead. It's 27-17, Pac-12 North supremacy on the line on Fox right now. Fox College Football is sponsored by Ram Trucks, built to serve. As we open the fourth quarter, Tim Brando, Spencer Tillman, Holly Saunders, happy to have you with us. How much you got left in your engine, in the tank in the fourth quarter? We'll find out. Gardner Minshew is
Pressure, here comes pressure.
It's coming from right up the middle. And that is a beautiful out route to Tate Martin. A great response by the Mississippian Minshew. He knew the pressure was coming as you look at how they flipped the script in the third.
Timmy, 143 more yards, what essentially was the third quarter when compared to the first half. Oregon with just 36, 179. Alternately, Washington State, who dominated with 294 with just 15 in essentially that third quarter. It's amazing.
We haven't called James Boobie Williams as much since the first quarter and early moments of the second. He gets it right on cue here. Spun down after a gain of 2, maybe 3. We'll call it 2.
Yeah, he spun into the teeth of that Jim Leavitt defense on that. But again,
Apelu made the stop. And Boobie comes back to the sidelines. Second down and 8. Borghi checks back in. Trips to the top of your screen. Check down again to Borghi, and the safety valve is ahead. That pushed back. Boy, Apelu. Kaulana Apelu, number 39. Doubled his tackle totals from a year ago. 37 coming in. That's an outstanding hit.
take a listen to this, Tim. Well, he hit him like he stole something on that play, man.
Thought you might break out the watch pocket line.
Yeah, he dropped it in his watch pocket on that.
8 out of 10 on third downs. It's 3rd and 3 coming up. Borghi remains in the game, and that's Renard Bell in motion. Shallow cross again. That ball was tipped in the air. That was Hollins that tipped it, number 11. Bell is claiming he caught it, but it's being ruled incomplete. Let's take a look right here.
The ruling on the field is the ball hit the ground. It's an incomplete pass.
Well, it looks to me as though he caught it. That was Carlberg rather than Hollins. 90, Drayton Carlberg.
Fourth down.
I think that's a catch. Minshew knows it. Yeah, that's got it. You got to review that.
The ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. The previous play is now under replay review.
Yeah.
Drayton Carlberg's a big guy. He's 6'5", 291. Richard Jr., he got his hands on it, but does the receiver get his hands underneath that? That looks like a clean scoop and not just compromise. He pulled it to his chest.
It's not even close,
No,
really.
it's not.
It's not a first down, but it is close.
Well, it'll require a measurement.
It may not be a first down, but it is close. But that for sure is a catch.
They got to figure out where the ball is going to be placed.
A lot of it will depend upon, and that it's going to take a while for them to determine that. Where to spot it, I think, is going to be the issue. Okay.
So he's past the line here.
There, yeah.
Yes, that's a first down.
Yeah, it should. But where the ball is on the other side, though. It's where the ball is. See, I think that's close to being, it's got to be a catch, but I think that may not be a first down, Spence. Because it's where the ball is located on the ground, not where he is.
And we are a couple of scores that way last week. It's all about where the ball is relative to the line to gain.
We had all eyes on deck for that one. Ed Bender at work. Scotty Alexander at work. Here's the call.
After review, the receiver had his hands under the ball. It's a catch. It'll be a first down for Washington State. 49-yard line.
So they did give him credit for first down made. Excellent catch.
Good catch.
Could be a difference maker too, Spencer.
Excellent call. Yep, denying opportunities of possession and alternately extending plays in the series.
Yeah.
Well, the team is holding a 10-point advantage. Yeah. I mean, just how about awareness for Bell understanding where the sticks were?
Yeah, I think he caught the ball, fell down, and then when he rolled over, the ball appeared to be on the other side of the line. It's only the second Washington State first down of this half.
Great protection, but dangerous throw.
Yeah, incomplete. Once again, the defense of Troy Dye, outstanding there. So he was going for Travell Harris.
Well, Jim Leavitt has had all of his guys, whether it was at the second level with the linebackers or the secondary, their relative proximity to the ball has been absolutely outstanding in this second half, and it's been the difference. Contesting, defending balls with regularity.
One of the great defensive minds, Jim Leavitt. Second and 10. James Williams. Pickup of 7. 7 very important yards up the gut. Stopped by Jalen Jelks.
Troy Dye was coming off that edge, and as Coach Leach looks on, he was coming off that edge trying to make a play, but just couldn't get there in time.
You know, this is one of those drives too, Spencer. Well, I suspect that Mike Leach doesn't mind that it's taking a little more time than it normally does for this drive.
I mean, it's working in his advantage either way.
He slowed it down a little bit.
No question.
9 of 11 on third down conversions. This is 3rd and 3. Batted down. Great defensive work by Lamar Winston, 32. Youngster out of Central Catholic High in Portland, Oregon. Knocked that one down.
Well, he came off the edge, and he's dealing with an offensive tackle that's blocking him, and he knows it. He's not going to run through the guy, so he times it perfectly and gets his hands up and blocks that ball out of the air. That's good, smart football.
Minshew is 4 out of 10 in this half. This is a 4th down conversion. They rank 6th, 81%. They do this a lot. Huge play here.
Well, they can run option to the field if they wanted to, either get out of this play.
And I think he just got waved off by his coach.
Yep.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
You can make a case that for Mike Leach's offense, they're going to punt it away, obviously.
Wow.
They're going to punt it away, but you can make a case that 4th and 8 is easier than 4th and 3 with the air raid. I mean, you can.
I wouldn't have been shocked if Mike Leach would have gone to the field with something. You know, I think the reason why he didn't was because it more lent itself to a run as opposed to a pass.
I don't think his quarterback let the setup either. Minshew definitely was confused there, whether to take the timeout or not. He waved it off.
Yep.
Do not take the timeout. So they'll boot it away. Dragicevic, a line driver that goes through 47 yards for the touchback. 12:05 remaining. Lots of fireworks left here in the Pac-12 tonight.
College athletics.
Fox College Football is sponsored by the Ford F-Series. Built Ford tough. Built Ford proud. And by Allstate, reminding you that football season is mayhem. Now let's take a look at our road ahead for, yes, both of these clubs brought to you by Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. And that'd be the most refreshing schedule left for especially this Washington State team. It's backloaded, to say the least. They need this win tonight in a large way, particularly after having a 27-0 lead.
Stanford and Washington still on that side of the schedule for Washington State. They've got some work to do. Could get a bounce as well.
Verdell is in the backfield. 1st and 10 for Oregon. Breeland, the tight end. They've been targeting him often in this second half. Breeland has been the go-to guy for this Oregon offense to move the chains and to get the necessary yardage to keep drives alive. 4 catches, 63 yards for him.
But not a lot after the initial catch. That goes to Tracy Claeys, the defensive coordinator for Washington State, of having his guys in the right place.
Play fake. Uh-oh.
Too long.
Yeah. Looked like they had a wheel route working, but it just did not work out for Schooler.
And Marcus Strong was back there covering, and he did an excellent job of finding and tracking the ball, but it was overthrown anyway. But coverage tight.
A big 3rd down conversion opportunity for Cristobal's team coming up here.
See, they dial up some pressure here.
Logan Tago is in at that end spot, 45. There's the pre-snap movement. 3rd and 2. Nice comebacker to Schooler. And the young man brings it in right in front of Marcus Strong, who broke up that last play, and it's a 1st down.
Came back and picked on the same guy that they overthrew, and Marcus Strong was trying to play into the boundary over here. Short side of the field, just got out physical and pushed off. I mean, hey, look, they're not going to call it. That's good contact right there. Could have been pass interference. Offensive.
Those 4 receivers split 2 by 2. Plenty of time, and on the check down, it's to Verdell.
What a great open field tackle.
Was it ever. Beautiful work done. And that is Hunter Dale, 26, the senior from New Orleans, John Curtis High School.
Playing with his head across the legs with leverage, inside and out. Not allowing the runner to put him on an island and get a 2-way go. Leverage himself exactly like you need to do to limit the damage on what otherwise could have been an unbelievable play.
The legendary coach in my home state, J.T. Curtis, is smiling from ear to ear after seeing that young man make that play. 2nd and 10.
Had a wide 9 technique that they need to be aware of, this guy out here.
Pressure off the edge. Herbert did all he could to gather himself and move ahead for 2. Nick Begg, 89, the redshirt senior from Rancho Santa Margarita, California.
Well, he's coming in from the right side, and again, you can see the pressure is there, but everybody's got what they call a court side charge to the left side, which allows the quarterback to slip up the middle away from the pressure to avoid getting sacked.
Well, 3 out of 6 this half to only 1 of 3 for Washington State. This is a big one here. Curl route caught by Jalen Red. And the sticks will move, another 1st down. 9 yards the pickup.
A little bit late of turning and getting to the ball there. That's uncharacteristic of what we've seen so far from this back end. Soft coverage again, turning, needing to drive on that a little bit faster. Thompson, a little bit late.
I think you're seeing some of that understated leadership that the coaches were talking to us about from Herbert right now. A lot of composure in that pocket. He slings one out for the edge, incomplete, intended for Schooler. Well defended by Jalen Thompson, 34.
Jalen Thompson had to come a long way from that strong safety position to play that. He's looking up to the stars to thank him for making it over there. Well, these guys have played their heart out, and they know that they're undersized, but Timmy, they're 11, like Coach Tracy Claeys told us, is as good as anybody that can play with them. They certainly have acquitted themselves tonight.
But can they hold on? 2nd and 10. Herbert with 152 yards in this second half in the air. Underneath, he dumps it to his man, Johnny Johnson. He's ahead. 2 yards shy of the 1st down at the 43-yard line is where they'll spot it of Washington State.
Yeah, the nickel there, Hunter Dell, one of the leaders on this unit, along with Peyton Puller. Both of them, that second level, whether it's nickel or the middle linebacker, got to do a good job of limiting those underneath routes.
3rd and 2. Herbert, incomplete. Looking for Breeland. He's begging for a flag. He's not going to get it. Skylar Thomas was right there with him.
Breeland did all he could do, but Thomas was just there, man. Just excellent coverage. You can see coverage on the back end. Thomas gets a nice jam. Maybe the left hand is over there, but I don't think it impeded his ability to actually catch the ball.
Well, they've allowed the jousting all night.
Yeah.
There's been contact.
I mean, even offensive contact on the prior play by the receiver.
4th and 2.
Here's the grass, Timmy. Let's see if they exploit it. On the opposite way.
Yeah, they go to Mitchell.
He got it, too.
Yeah. Got the first down to the 39-yard line. Just enough. Dylan Mitchell making the play. 8 catches a week ago in the win against Washington. 1 for a touchdown, 119 yards overall.
Well, the formula typically is to attack the grass, the void in the coverage. I mean, you can literally turn and pivot right here and make a catch. But let's see what they do.
Herbert, with protection now breaking down, decides to take it out of bounds. Had a little help from Jahad Woods, too, number 13.
Timmy, late in the game like this, you're looking for an opportunity. I think this left tackle may have been kicking out a little bit early, but you're looking for an opportunity to move the chains and get ahead of him. He's looking around. Look at those eyes shifting back. His body language is upfield, controlling or influencing the safety, but his eyes are literally about 20 degrees the direction where he wants to go and eventually releases to. It's good quarterback play.
It's been a different second half for him, that's to be sure. 2nd and 11. Pressure off the edge. Over the middle and cross. That's Schooler. Right in front of Marcus Strong, and the pass was a little behind him. But number 9 with sure hands, 28 yards and a first down.
Schooler schooled Strong here. Watch him drive on the drive route. Turn that head to the left, and he just kind of floats in there. That ball was placed on his back hip. First down. He loves it, too. Great throw by the quarterback, Justin. Putting it on his back hip, low and away so he can go get it.
Herbert has been outstanding in this half. You now know why everyone thinks so highly of him. Dumps it underneath. That's Verdell. He gets it inside the 10. Taken out at the 6. Hunter Dale ushers him out.
Hunter Dale all over the place at that nickel position. Coach Arroyo's trying to find a way to make this offense click. This is Coach Arroyo right here.
That's Jimmy Mastro to his left, right of your screen. Authored that pistol with Chris Ault. Put it in specially for Colin Kaepernick back in the day. Second and 4. He just throws that one away. Lots of heat coming late from Jahad Woods, and he took one in the sternum. I mean, right under the shoulder pad.
Well, Jahad Woods came from depth, and when a guy has that far to go, you can see 13 and watch him run all the way up in here, and he has a full head of steam and just lays one right on the quarterback. Good job of hanging in there, but boy, he took a shot right in the rib area.
Yep. Second half, he is 18 of 23 for 187. He was 4 of 11 for 36 in the first half. 3rd and 4. Line to make is the 2. He slings it in, tipped into the air and almost picked. Tried to jam it in to Breeland, the tight end, and Skylar Thomas knocked it away. Pallur also involved.
Peyton Pallur, number 47, the middle linebacker, was underneath, but you said a lot of bodies there. The presence of mind to tip that ball away.
He was playing with, he was playing with
fire.
Yeah, that could have been snake eyes instead of a full house. So now a 22-yard field goal to make it a one-score game. Very important. 23-yarder, and it's been an adventure sometimes. The kicking game just inside the right upright. Oh, the iron could have been unkind, but it wasn't. It may have grazed the goalpost. Hardest working players, sponsored by Duluth Trading Company. Tough, ingenuous workwear designed and tested by tradesmen. And yeah, I'd say the second half has been an awfully good one for one Justin Herbert.
He has been right on the mark. He's been efficient, taking a lot of shots, stood in there, and has his team just a touchdown away from outcome consistent what has defined their season so far. Cardiac Kids.
I got to tell you, this has been a week-long coronation for Washington State. But that Oregon crowd will travel. They're in the corner of that end zone to our right, and they've been making the noise along with their band in the second half. Travell Harris will let this one go through. They'll have 1st and 10 at the 25.
That's young toe tapping Timmy B.
Actually, he may be more svelte than I was at that age.
Really? Yeah,
but I was a toe tapper. Oh, yeah. A reminder, next Saturday on Fox, K-State battles Kyler Murray at number 9 Oklahoma at 3:30 Eastern. Then a Pac-12 showdown on FS1. 15th ranked Washington takes on Cal. Holly Spencer and I will be on hand for that one. That's all coming your way next Saturday on Fox at FS1 or watch anywhere on the Fox Sports app.
Congratulations to Ruffin McNeil and his defensive coordinator debut. Win for those Sooners.
A little sketchy early, but dominated in the second half. Max Borghi in the backfield. Let's see what Washington State does in this sequence. They had a decent drive, stymied early. Blocked in the air again. Lamar Winston Jr., 32, very active. That's 2 he's batted down.
We're playing at that outside linebacker position. Here he is, number 32. Gets those hands up in the air. It's the second time he did it. He did it from the other side. I mean, they're moving him around and putting him in position where he can make great plays.
As we were coming out of the break, Spencer, I asked you about tempo. And then that last drive, you could tell they were slowing it down a little bit. Now, they did get some first downs in field position. But I'm curious now if they're going to put the pedal to the metal here. There's Travis Harrell.
That's an interception.
No,
he took it away from him.
Travell Harris brought it in, 37 yards. Boy, Travell Harris with a remarkable gravity, just out-dueled Javon Holland for it. Look at that.
Yeah, Hollins was up in the air, but Harris just pulled it from him. 2:11 in progress. See the man. That's a great job of just stealing it, understanding the gravity of the moment, and then torquing his body to pull it away to make it certain.
That was a huge play. That's a huge play. Redshirt freshman from Tampa, Jesuit High. Right now, the most important play of the night.
Tim, that was a huge play. That was the most significant play. You look at the consistency this team has moved the football down the field, not so much in this second half, but as a body of work. In particular, when they get in the red area, they're upwards of 90% that they're scoring down there.
A much needed huge breather for him after that great grab. James Williams is checked back in for Borghi on 2nd and 9.
Oregon still in a 2-deep safety look, now moving to a 1-high look. They're going to try to get pressure here.
Minshew swings it out to Booby. Gets past 1, past 2, and spun down at the 35 by Troy Dye. Only 2 yards picked up, but a mere mortal would have been stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, look at Williams, man. It's a great move, settling down and making the guy miss like that. Yeah, that is just excellent slipperiness, body control, awareness of where the ball needs to be in his hand.
Well, that's why he got the nickname Air Booby. He makes tacklers tackle air.
And he's a weapon, man.
3rd down. Line to make is the 28. Pump fake. Minshew looking for Harris again. This time overshoots him. Ugo Amadi, outstanding coverage there, number 7.
Ugo Amadi redirected him, and he couldn't get back to where he wanted to get to, and that's just great physical play downfield to force a guy out, and the ball was beyond him, but again, Amadi was the guy that made it happen.
All right, 4th down is a part of your offense with the air raid. I mean, it is.
No question. They're going to look to see what formation, defensive formation they give him, and do not be surprised if they go for it on this.
They had a 4th and 3, you might recall, and then a mix-up as to whether to call a timeout. They do have 1 left. That's all. 4th and 6. It would be a 51-yard field goal if they elected to try.
He's got the play that he wants. Nice.
To the corner. It's Travell Harris again.
Well, it's like stealing, man, when you see it. 11-yard gain. more than what they needed, Timmy. The eyes have it. You know, Minshew occasionally does stare down his receivers, but when you've got man coverage and your guy has the defender in his hip pocket, it's about speed and running away from him and you being accurate and putting the ball on his numbers.
You know that you're a confident player playing for a confident coach.
Yep.
There was never a doubt that 4th and 6 could be made by Leach. Now the clock becomes a factor.
Got to handle the blitz here.
Williams going right into that run blitz. Well, this is a huge series now because the clock is going to become a factor. Oregon with only one. You know, we mentioned timeouts, and let's not forget that missed extra point for Washington State, because this game would be an 8-point spread otherwise. And now Jim Leavitt's got to be thinking we need to stop. And Mike Leach is uncharacteristically thinking about slowing things down again. Oh, yeah. A little bit out of their character to have to slow it down in this offensive scheme. Minshew to the end zone. Touchdown! Desmond Patman. Party on!
We came into tonight talking about 6 different receivers with over 200 yards. Patman is adding to his numbers in the back of the end zone. The eyes again comes back away from the field where he started to control the safety, and he puts that ball up with enough air underneath it for Patman to go underneath it and come down with the score.
Brandon, Mississippi is a small town just outside Jackson. 2 Baptist churches is what you get on your GPS when you have to take a right. Well, this youngster with some Mississippi mud in Minshew's game makes it a 2-touchdown game. Time now for our Duracell most trusted player. This young man is it. It was time to show up in the second half, and boy, did he.
And he showed up in a big way. It was huge. He's now 39 of 51 as Minshew for 323 yards, 4 touchdowns, of course, the 2 interceptions. But this guy has the courage, to make the throws, and Coach Leach has the courage to call them.
I just had a time warp moment with that shot, of course. Bring back the mustache. It's a happening thing in Pullman, Washington. All right, so Oregon has got to get it going quickly as you look at all 22 here.
Well, here's it, the 2-deep. It's almost like a 2-deep safety coverage look. Again, the play will come back here in the back of the end zone where it ultimately comes. It's the 3 receiver side. The back actually is deployed. He's the one that comes open. It's just a nice little post route. Skinny post route, actually. Doesn't break it hard. He keeps it more vertical. And I'm telling you, Minshew drops a dime right over the top. Excellent play call, even more courageous to make that throw like he did.
San Diego's finest, Patrick Henry High School, Desmond Patman. And they didn't think about 4th and 6.
Didn't even blink.
Didn't blink. No hesitation. By the way, 11 minutes left, and Purdue is up by 22 now on Ohio State. Another shakedown Saturday in college football underway. Breland, the tight end. They burped him. They sure did. Popped him pretty good, didn't they? Jalen Thompson, 34.
Jalen nails him with that shoulder, and he took a little bit of pop himself, and but he's back up, shaking it off, making a great play.
2nd and 10. And again, those timeouts that were taken by Oregon, that's a real problem for them. You got to score. You got to score quickly. And only 1 timeout left. Out pattern to Mitchell, who certainly had a tremendous second half.
Moulton defending on that play. Again, they've got to work the edges and be mindful of the clock. And that's going to limit what they're able to do. Probably won't try to push the ball down the field. Maybe on this play they will, but if they get a fresh set of downs, their first 2 play selections on down 1 and 2 are probably going to consume more time. They're still a ways away.
Third down. Herbert right to the middle. Red was there. He sat on it, waited on it, and a strike was thrown right in front of Skylar Thomas, number 25 in the secondary.
Dallas Warmack and Jake Hansen, the center, did a nice job of picking up that inside games there to give the quarterback time enough to make a play. Let's see what they handle the tandem package up top. Two receiver side.
Don't give away the stuff underneath. Let that clock tick. That one's thrown away. Dylan Mitchell was there, but he was running in the opposite direction. A tough pass to complete. It'll be 2nd and 10.
That's what I meant a minute ago when I said they're going to have to work the edges. And again, that doesn't help you when you get up. You still got over 50 yards to navigate to move the ball down the field. 2:48 left to play. You burn 2 timeouts earlier. You know you're in a tough spot, man. Do you push it downfield, risk completing it, but getting tackled? The clock continues to tick.
From the 47. Underneath, that's Verdell out of the backfield. Got a first down and then some. Did he stay alive? Tightrope act inside the 30 to the 28. That's
he's
a 29-yard gain, and he is slow getting up.
He does a quality job of getting to the boundary, but he took a shot there at the end of that run. He's a sub. Wow, I almost missed him. There it is. I guess looks like his ankle.
Yeah, Pallur, when he tackled him.
Pallur did a nice job of dipping, trying to get underneath there. Verdell gets vertical. He's a small package, man, about 5'9", 205, something like that. He's a physics lesson coming at you. He's really tough, strong.
55 yards rushing, 54 receiving. Certainly been a go-to guy and always is. We haven't seen as much of the other backs as we thought we might. Tony Brooks-James is a quick game breaker kind of guy with outstanding speed.
Yeah, that's a rotation. It's a backs by committee scenario there. Mark Soroya, offensive coordinator, said that's pretty much what they're settling on, and allowing James, who actually started the year, but they rotate him all a balanced amount of time.
All right, let's get a quick game break back in Los Angeles with Greg Wolf.
Tim, thanks. Back to the NLCS over on FS1. Top of the 6th. Been a quiet series so far for Yasiel Puig. This one got out quick. 3-run shot off Jeremy Jeffress. Dodgers lead 5-1. Bottom of the 8th. Of course, winner gets the Red Sox in the World Series Game 1 Tuesday on Fox.
So they're down to 6 outs in Milwaukee. And a potential Red Sox-Dodgers World Series awaits. Here, 2-touchdown game with 2:37 remaining as they tend to C.J. Verdell, and he makes the long walk back. Appears to be getting back on most of his own, if not all of his own power, and that's a good thing to see. This, in essence, though, did give them an opportunity to catch a blow on the sidelines and figure out what they want to do to strike quickly, because it's obvious, got to get a big touchdown quickly and go on sides and hope that something good might happen there and get the ball back. Takes 2 scores in this one now. Travis Dye has checked in to the pistol formation, number 26. Right behind Justin Herbert. He's been very resourceful in this second half. Steps up again, lets it fly. Boy, I thought Johnny Johnson had it, and then it looked like he dropped it. Could not recover. That's one of, oh, he wants that one back in the worst way.
Yeah, Johnny has that exposition. Just dropped the ball. It was sitting, hit him right in the hands. Hit him right in the chest. You talk about plucking the ball out of the air and catching it. A lot of times you think it's when it's high that you got to do it, but when the ball's in front of you, a lot of players have problems with the depth perception. They want it to climb and hug that ball when the nose of it, when it's thrown with some velocity, it'll bounce on you.
And that one got right in under the shoulder pads. 2nd and 10. Herbert, plenty of time.
Wow.
For the corner. Well, that should have been picked. Jalen Thompson had green grass in front of him. Started running too soon. Again, Johnny Johnson, the intended receiver.
But it's just like a hanging fastball. Sometimes you see it, you know it's coming, man, and you get out in front of it. I mean, all he had to do was just another example where on the defensive side of the ball, you don't need to go hugging the ball. Pluck it out of the air. They work on these hand drills all the time. These guys want to cradle the ball like that.
3rd down 10. Mitchell down at the bottom of your screen, looking to get free. Herbert in trouble. Down he goes. Pressure off the backside. Taylor, 27, with the 3rd sack of the evening. Loss of 9.
Timeout. Oregon, their 3rd and final charge timeout of the half. It's a 30-second timeout.
That's the redshirt freshman out of Cochran, Georgia.
Here he's coming out here, Timmy. That's the outside Thompson. He comes around that corner. That left tackle's not athletic enough to turn on him, and he gets his hips turned the opposite direction, and he's all over the quarterback.
Well, give credit Herbert for not turning it over.
Yep.
Look at where that ball is.
I mean, it almost turned it over. That ball went up.
Well, at 4th and 19, they have to exhaust their final timeout. This is a young man that has gone through some injuries. The collarbone we talked about last year. This time a year ago, when Washington State won at Outson, they were back to their 3rd quarterback, Burmeister. Because of all the injuries they had at the quarterback position, Washington State won and went to 6-0, moved into the top 10. That was the first time they'd been in the top 10 in the AP poll since the last poll in the Mike Price era, who was honored tonight during our game. Well, 4th and 19. Here we go. Number 12 versus number 25. Herbert lets it fly. Knocked away. Once again, it's Jalen Thompson.
Jalen Thompson sitting back in that deep cover 2 scheme that they were playing. Got a beat on the ball and closed on it, and for the 2nd consecutive play, got a hand on it and knocked it away. Quarterback once again under duress. Thompson there to deny an opportunity for a score and a chance to come back.
And this now should put the period on it. Washington State gets past the bye week, which had been a bugaboo, really, for Mike Leach. 2-6 after bye weeks. That will change after tonight. Next week at Stanford. In Cal and at Colorado. They are in the catbird seat, though. And, you know, just down the road, Washington probably, even though they're great rivals, Washington's probably saying, well, that's okay with us.
You know, in the end, we're going to talk about this being a game of halves, but ultimately it was about the number 1 ranked passing offense taking advantage of the 89th ranked passing defense tonight.
Well, we had a storming of the field after the game last week. When Iowa State got that win over then undefeated West Virginia. I don't know if they've got enough in the gas tank to storm the field tonight after all they've been doing.
It was certainly, there's no more deserving coach and team if they did.
Well, got a little fisticuffs, a little extracurricular going on. Well, aerial coverage brought to you tonight by our good neighbors at State Farm. And will the aerial coverage deliver a storming of the field in a matter of moments?
Why not? Start talking Heisman. Why not, Tim? Why not?
Well, he is the leading passer in the nation.
Absolutely. That's what Coach Leach told him. He said when he was recruiting him to come here from East Carolina, he says, hey, do you want to come and be the top quarterback in America?
You'll have the best numbers.
That's right.
What a first half he delivered. And when he had to make plays, challenged at 27-20, the young Mississippian by way of East Carolina and junior college led his team. And, oh, by the way, it's 4 straight wins. If you're a senior on Washington State, you've never lost to Oregon.
Well, there is power in the stash.
Here they come. You know, we're going to get a little bit spoiled by this. This young man is a throwback in so many respects. And Mike Leach just, I mean, he loves that about him. We have a new star on the Palouse. Let's go down to Holly with Coach Leach.
Thank you very much, Coach Leach. It was a tale of two halves very much tonight. But your quarterback, Gardner Minshew, was able to lead the team down late in the fourth quarter, pull this thing out. How impressed were you with him tonight?
Oh, I thought Gardner played. He had a really good first half. I didn't think any of us had a very good third quarter. And then we had kind of a scrappy fourth quarter.
It doesn't get any easier from here. You head to Stanford next week. Where do you see the areas you need to clean up?
Well, we just need to be a team that can play a whole game and have two halves like we did the first half.
All right, try to enjoy it. Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Tim?
As understated as usual.
Yeah, he's too hard on himself. This
Yeah.
game is about ebb and flow. Give credit, game respecting game.
How about that? Just take it all in, folks. This is too good. We've been told Holly will get to interview him, but he's maximizing the airtime. And why not? This is the most exposure that this town, this community, this part of the state of Washington has ever received. And that young man is going to take it all in. With Steve Pallure, Drew Bledsoe, Ryan Leaf. There have been a lot of outstanding quarterbacks through the years.
Falk, who just left here.
Luke Falk is now with the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah.
This young man is going to take his rightful place in the pantheon of greatness at the quarterback position at Washington State.
You know, partner, the element of recency comes into play. You see these performances recently, and they tend to stick out. But I'm telling you, this is going to go down in history as one of the greatest performances.
What is that old saying? Hold on to your shirt. Let's go down to Holly Saunders with the star of the moment.
Tim, I think you threw it down to me. I cannot hear right now, Gardner. Amazing. You led your team down the field late in the fourth quarter. You pulled this thing out. What did you tell them before you led that drive?
Man, I just told them to keep believing. We were getting our own way, and I knew if we played together that final drive, you know, we had different guys come together, make plays, and, you know, I was really proud of this team.
And look at all these fans around you right now, how much they love you. What was it like? Your biggest win by far in Pullman during your time here. What did it mean to you tonight to have all these people behind you?
Man, they gave us the best atmosphere I've ever seen tonight. This was truly incredible. Thank you to the fans. They really made this a home field advantage. So I'm so glad we can give that win back to them.
Gardner, thank you. Have fun.
Thank you.
Dem?
Yeah, one more time. Leach told us he was a throwback, Spencer. He said, yeah, he's got the camo gear. My guess is that mustache is a throwback to the old days. His dad was a proud football player in the early 90s at Millsaps College, right in the heart of Jackson, Mississippi. His last year was 92. He said, you know, I think he may have a leisure suit to go with that mustache.
And some Zanzibar, two fans, right?
By Jamar Ruby.
There you go.
Yeah. He had a lot of help from his receivers. Tay Martin, you see there. Aesop Winston made a huge catch. Desmond Patman's catch was the biggest to put the game away, to give him a 2-score lead. We've got more to come. This celebration in Coronation ain't over yet, folks. Stay right where you are. The Pac-12 known by this kid right now.